Hello, everyone. This is a fireside chat with Dr. Brian Underhill, one of the speakers who will be presenting at our upcoming 27th EMCC Global Conference. So, hello, Brian, and thank you for taking time to share a bit about yourself with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is really a great honor. And let's dive right into it, Brian. Just maybe some usuals, like where do you come from? Who do you work for? What do you do?
Well, I'm actually in Silicon Valley in Northern California, but I travel constantly. And I run a company called Coach Source. So we're one of the really large executive coaching firms. I also coach myself. I'm a PCC trained coach. And I've been doing this for nearly 25 years now.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. And you're well known in the field, and your contribution to the coaching is well recognized. So maybe we go on the other side, like this 25 years ago, long time ago, maybe you share with us, how did you got into the field at all?
Yeah, it was one of those accidents that had a purpose. I was in graduate school in Los Angeles, and they said, hey, we need an intern to go work for this consulting firm. The guy who headed up the consulting firm was named Marshall Goldsmith. Now, maybe people know his name today. They didn't know his name then. But when I arrived, we were just doing a lot of 360 feedback degree reports and debriefs. And so I started to learn coaching that way by doing lots of those. And it was really just like 1 hour or a couple hours of coaching sessions, and that was it. And that's what we did thousands of times when I first arrived to meet with Marshall, 1996, 97.
Wow, that's really like a pioneers. Yeah. And any embarrassing details about the first assignments, or
Well, it was funny because I was only 27 or something like that. So that's not quite what you would think of when you think of an executive coach who works with senior executives. So for many years, I sort of fought this issue of just always feeling young or looking young. I couldn't wait till I could get glasses, eventually to look older, but that only came a few years ago. At least the gray hair has been helping. But I remember the first time a client asked Marshall, can we do 1 year assignments? And I want your team to work with my team, and each person has a coach. And so I was assigned to that. And we kind of looked at each other and said, 1 year of coaching, what are we supposed to do with these people for a year? Because all we knew how to do was short debriefs of 360 feedback. And there wasn't a lot of coach training yet. We didn't even know about EMCC or ICF or anything like that. So we were sort of figuring this out as we went along. And it must have worked okay because we got to keep doing it over time and get more assignments. But in those early years, we were really figuring this stuff out along the way.
Well, obviously it worked well for you and for your clients as where you are today. It's really great to see a career like this. Now, I'm sure that people know a lot about you, and your achievements. But maybe you could share with us, who is Brian when he is not a coach?
Well, my kids probably think I'm always coaching, and they can usually tell. So none of those techniques work so well on our families, right? But I am really involved with my family. So my wife and I have 4 kids, actually, ranging from the eldest is 28 to 17. So we have various states of living at home or in college or in graduate school. We like to get out and keep fit. Thankfully, the weather is pretty good here in Northern California. So with bike riding or other forms of exercise, I play music too, play in my church as well, which is since it's Easter week right now as we're filming this, that means for a busy week for us as well. And we travel a lot. So those airline miles come to good use. Once we can start moving around the world again, we are so disappointed we couldn't come to Paris for EMCC last year. I still have an unused ticket for Paris from last year's EMCC, and we'll probably make that one of our first stops once we can start traveling again.
Yeah, well, we're all hoping for that, and let's think into that direction.
Yes.
Yeah. And As you said, you're so connected with your, with your family. How do you explain them? I mean, do they understand what you do? People usually have problems with, like issues with that, or a challenging time. So how do you deal with that? I think a lot of people would like to know that.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun in some of my talks of showing videos of my family trying to explain what I do for a living. And folks watching this probably have had the same experience where, it takes 4, 5, 6 sentences to explain what we do to a stranger on an airplane. One of my kids thinks that I'm just I'm a motivational speaker, which is always actually, a lot of people think we're motivational speakers, which is really funny because I could use some motivational speaking sometimes myself. My son, when he was younger, his opinion was all I did was put on a nice shirt and sit in my shorts and just do conference calls all day. So recently, I was recognized by the Thinkers 50 organization in London for being a top thinker, one of the top 50 thinkers in coaching. And I called my kids in the world, I guess. Yeah, I called my kids and I filmed this on purpose to tell them I was a top thinker. And the reactions, my daughter said, "Thinking about what? What exactly are you thinking about?" And then my wife said, well, "That's not impressive. I like the award for people who do things, not just think about things. Where's the award for the top 50 doers? Those are the people we want to recognize." So as it said, we don't always get the same respect at home that we do out in the world, and it maybe helps keep us grounded a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think lots of us are grateful to have you here and to have you at the conference speaking. I am certainly very interested to hear your lecture. It has a very alluring title, Redesigning the Future of Coaching. And sure that people will be able to read a bit about it. But maybe just in a couple of words, would you share with us what it's going to be about?
Yeah, so we have a great session with actually 2 parts to it. So there's the first part is we're going to share research we did on the field of coaching just recently completed, where we looked at trends in the field of coaching to figure out what are some of the top trends in our field for the next 3 to 5 years. And that's the first part. The second part, we've got a great actual case study with GSK and how they redesigned their award-winning coaching program. They basically sort of blew it up and rebuilt the entire thing and positioned it for the future. I'll be joined by Jeff Nally from Coach Source, and then from GSK, formerly of GSK, because they both left now, Stephanie Laplante and Eva Kovacs. Eva's no stranger to EMCC. She's spoken here many a time before. So the 4 of us will be presenting this when we get together again. So hopefully you'll get a chance to pick it up live or by recording.
Wow, great. Sounds really interesting and sounds like a really important topic for all the coaches and the whole field. Okay, Brian, thank you. Thank you so much for your time and the great energy. And I think we'll see you at the conference.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you so much.